never, ever piss off a god. Never. Especially the god of destruction. Hi there everyone, here I am, another Dragon Ball Super episode review by moi, Lord of Shadows, like always here today. And today we're gonna talk about Dragon Ball Super episode 6 review. But before I get into that, just like I said at the beginning, never ever piss off a god. Because in this episode, like we saw in the Battle of Gods, when you piss off a being who is a god, only apocalyptic things, or should I say apocalyptic destructions, can happen as a punishment. There's one thing you have to understand. So with this episode, like I said, I have already foreseen it what is gonna happen, and I'm really happy that they put the pudding scene, where Lord Beerus became all pissed off, because of Majin Buu and his greed for food and sweets and everything. So I'm really happy they left that. They left that scene. They put that scene in Dragon Ball Super episode 6. I really am. I really am. So about this episode, I'm gonna be really short because the whole episode was, Lord Beerus arriving at the Bulma's cruise, at Bulma's party, and of course the beginning was when he asked Prince Vegeta if he knows something about Super Saiyan God, and of course he didn't know a thing, like I say in the last review. And of course the last part of the episode, parts of the episode was, Beerus and Whis, at Bulma's party, having a little fun time, something like that, eating new food and everything. And of course Vegeta just tried to observe him so he could not lose his temper, because everybody knows if Beerus loses temper, not only the crews and Vegeta and Goku's friends, but also the entire planet is doomed. Especially when we talk about the God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. Duh! So, like I said, all this episode was just only about, Lord Beerus' arrival at the cruise ship and finding out about this Super Saiyan God. I don't know if he exists and everything. And the other parts, he was having a fun time, testing new foods. Until, the end when he became pissed off because the pudding, like in the Battle of Gods. And actually, I was really impressed and really happy. They extended a little bit. Well, no, actually, in the Battle of Gods, the fight between Majin Buu and Lord Beerus, or something like that. But it was really, I was really, fascinated and happy, to see a little bit of fight like it was in the Battle of Gods, even in Dragon Ball Super, the fight between Majin Buu and Lord Beerus, and it was really quite impressive. And after seeing him, how he, punched, Majin Buu like he was, nothing, I always ask myself, where the hell Lord Beerus was when the Majin Buu saga was. When Majin Buu was first introduced and he was trying to destroy Earth and everything until he, and all his forms, from the fat one to the skinny one, when he was absorbing all Goku's friends, and then at the end, the transformation to Kid Buu. Where Lord Beerus was then? Where? Because believe me, if he was there at that time, these 5 years after Majin Buu's defeat, or should I say Kid Buu, I truly believe that he was there. He will crush him. He will crush him into pieces. Fair enough. Everybody knows that if Majin Buu will get destroyed, he will resurrect again, because all the people will put all his pieces like a puzzle all together, and he will be good as new. That's one thing. So like I said, it was really impressive at the end. This little fight between Majin Buu and Beerus. And the other parts, was still, like I say, were simple. because, well, at the beginning of the episode, we have a little bit, the talk between Son Goku and King Kai. What he's gonna do. If he's gonna train a little bit, or should he go, to planet Earth to save everyone and everything. And until the end, when he sits on the house and on the top of the house and saying, I should wait. I should wait. For what? I don't know. I should wait. And he was already get bored and everything. And there was only one scene we had of Goku, and then we go to the Bulma's party and everything. And there's one thing in this episode that really impressed me, or should I say, something I even foreseen seeing it in episode 5. Episode 5. If you remember, Goku, fight between Goku and Beerus, and when he had, that look, and somehow Goku became like some kind of 5 tons things, just landed on his back, and he became, he can't move and everything. The same way, even was for Vegeta when he was trying to attack him, Lord Beerus, after he arrived at the ship, and just one look, just like that, Vegeta just fall down, like some 5 tons things land on his back, and he cannot move. So, I know it will be a One Piece crossover, but does Lord Beerus have some kind of a hockey? Have or not have? The question is now. or maybe some kind of a godlike power. I don't know. Because after all, he's a god. So maybe some kind of a godlike way or power or will or something like that. Because maybe he's some kind of way where when some normal human try to attack them and everything, and they do the look, maybe like you will bow down to me, you are all beneath me, and something like that. Maybe there's some kind of a power. I don't know for now, because there's that thing I never seen it in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. I didn't see it actually. So that was kind of mysterious, the look and everything. But other things were fine. I really don't find it funny, there are 2 scenes, 3 scenes that I really find hilarious, or should I say really funny. The first one was when Yamcha was saying, "Oh, okay, I like that," bang, he slapped me in the back, enjoy the party, and he was, "You dare touch me, a god?" And Vegeta was all, shitting his pants, that he was afraid that he was going to lose his temper, and you can say bye-bye to Earth. That was the first scene. The second scene was, where, was where Beerus was trying to do some kind of a meatballs with a wasabi sauce, something like that. I didn't really quite understand it. And, he was just trying and everything, and he was, like, face, like, maybe he's gonna be pissed off or something like that. And, his eyes became more shadowed and everything, and then in a few moments, Vegeta was, "Oh no, we're gonna, the planet was gonna be destroyed. Everybody's doomed and everything. No, he lost his temper, And then out of nowhere, you see him, oh, it's delicious. Oh my God, it's delicious. I never tasted something like that. Like I said, like it was in Battle of Gods, when he always every time he goes into some other planet, he wants to taste some new food. Because if you remember, if the food is bad, then the planets are doomed, and then where Lord Beerus came in action and destroyed them. That's one thing. So everybody should remember and should know by now. Because it appears like he only destroys planets, or how he explained this episode, he only destroys planets for 2 reasons. One of them is their behaviors. They're arrogant, selfish, and stuff like that. Because how he explained for himself that he is a good god, with a positive personality and everything. In some way, he's a good god. But when it comes, when he sees, some arrogant people who doesn't have nothing, or they're empty. Fuck it. They don't have respect for others. Then he became pissed off. because in some kind of way when Majin Buu was arrogant to don't give a single bowl of pudding to Beerus, something like that. So there are two reasons. One of them, he destroys planets if the food is bad, and one of them is if he's not satisfied with other people. Should I say about their personalities, their arrogance, their should I say their negatives and everything, and they don't show respect for anybody else. Now understand, there are two things about Lord Beerus when he destroys a planet, something like that. So yeah, the other thing. So like I said, there were two. This was the second hilarious thing, and yeah, the third was, if you remember, in Battle of Gods, it was a shame that it was changed. It really was a shame. It really was. But in Battle of Gods, when well, the thing was, when Emperor Pilaf and the girl and the dog samurai, tried to kidnap Trunks, and they said, we won, I believe it was 500,000 zenies, something like that. I don't remember actually. I remember the money, or should I say how many money they asked, but they weren't taking it serious. And the time, when Gohan tried to, tell to shoot him and everything, and he was like that, bullets. He dodged the bullets for nothing, and one of them ended up, in his on his forehead of Lord Beerus. That was in Battle of Gods, but in Dragon Ball Super, was changed, but it was really quite funny because Trunks and Goten, they were playing, with some kind of water guns, something like that, tried to hit each other and everything. And then in some kind of accidentally they flushed the war on Beerus, and that was one of the time we can see that he was you think that he'll be pissed off and everything, but he wasn't. He was only wet. And there's where the part came, like in Battle of Gods, Vegeta was dancing, like shouting bingo, 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 bingo is funny, bingo is like that. I actually remember the lyrics, but it was really quite funny. And that one was really even, it was not even like funny like it was in Battle of Gods. It was really quite funny, but yeah, it was some kind of funny, but not so much. Like when he drive from the war on an enormous octopus and blast him with his Kamehameha, whatever, and drive him to pieces, and he only take one tentacle and just going to fry him and cook him and preparing that it's gonna be good. Lord Beerus, in some way that he will not lose his temper. Cooking, boiling. It was really quite funny, he would have had the bandana, like old Japanese cooks and everything, and he was preparing, the meal and everything, and it was really quite funny and impressive, because not only, he showed himself as some kind of disgraceful, but okay, not a bad dancer, but also he appears like he's not a very bad cook at all. There was one thing, and the other thing was, when Whis came and say, did you try the pudding? It was delicious and everything. He's over there, and there you have motherfucker, Majin Buu eating all the balls of puddings and everything, and Satan was behind him, and like he said, oh sorry, come on Majin Buu, give a ball to this new guest and everything. Yeah, come on, you don't need to eat all of them. And of course, Majin Buu, I'm strong. I eat all the things I want. And of course, the scene with the tongue, in the way Lord Beerus cannot take the pudding, where he goes with his tongue to all around, spraying his slimes, some kind of tongue slime, all around, the puddings, you will not touch them, they're all mine, no, they're all mine. Some sort of way. So the scene was the same like it was in Battle of Gods. Only the battle was extended a little bit and everything, and it was really quite impressive, and funny to see. Like I say, to see, Mr. Satan just came, between them and said, "Oh no, I'm sorry, Lord Beerus, please forgive me by my name and everything, and you're staying our way." And then both together they just push him, just point him. And they just point him like that, poke him, just poke him, and he fly and crash into the wall of the ship, and he was like, "Oh my god!" And it was really quite funny, impressive, and even to see how strong they are. You know, with just one poking, you just fly away and crash into a wall. Or should I say, the yeah, the wall of the ship, something like that. Quite funny, impressive. That was good. So the other parts, was that. Oh, by the way, because after the little battle between Majin Buu and Lord Beerus, you know what's gonna happen next. Everybody's gonna attack him, try to stop him and everything. He's gonna, put all kinds of destruction on the ship and everything. And I even assume what's gonna happen next. I was really happy to see the pudding scene. I really was gonna be happy if they put the scene like in Battle of Gods when Bulma just trying to strike him on his chin with her hand, and he just boom, and she just lie down unconscious, and Vegeta just shouting, "You hit my Bulma! You're gonna pay!" I really want to see that scene again, like I saw for the pudding. So, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot one thing. I remember we got even the flashback of, when Lord Beerus, with his leg, was on the head of King Vegeta. And, in the Battle of Gods, he was eating. And in Dragon Ball Super, he was asking some kind of super mega cushy pillow so he can sit on it. Something like that. Because, yeah, the plan was changed in some sort of way. A few details was changed. It was good. Even that time, that's how Vegeta remembered who Lord Beerus is. Because if you remember, when he was a child, Lord Beerus did the same thing like he did in the cruise ship, with the eyes and everything. He just fall down all weak and everything. So here I am done. Because like I said, if you watch Battle of Gods, there is no need, to be so surprised in somewhere or something. So the episode was quite, normal, cool, impressive, funny, really, really funny. But it was, it was simple. It was really simple. So, like I said, I'm done. Rate the video, comment, subscribe, give me something to personally think about this episode, about the animation, because I thought the animation was good. It was good, yeah. So, drop me a like, I really appreciate that. Subscribe, really not difficult, just a mouse click. Peace, everyone. Have an awesome rest of the day. Lord of Shadows, like always, ladies and gentlemen, signing off. See you next time.